And it says, and when Saul inquired of the Lord did not answer him, neither by dream or by unum or by prophet. Then Saul said to his servant, find a woman who is a medium, that I may go to her and inquire of her. So Saul the king has been rejected by the Lord, just to give you some of the backstory. And he can't get an answer anymore from the prophets. He can't get an answer from the Urim and Thummim, which is a way of rolling a type of dice to give you an answer. The Lord didn't speak to him. So his next actions were to find a medium, a fortune teller, a woman who was a spiritualist, not for God, but on the dark side, an occult person. It says, and his servant said to him, in fact, there's a woman who is a medium at Endor. So Saul disguised himself and put on other clothes. He went, and 2 men with him, and they came to the woman by night, and he said, please conduct a seance for me, and bring up for me the one I shall name to you. The woman said to him, look, you know what Saul has done, how he has cut off the mediums and the spiritualists from the land. Why then do you lay a snare on my life to cause me to die? So Saul, in his zeal for the Lord, cut off all of the occult. He prohibited it. He made it a death sentence or prison. And when God didn't answer him, he reduced to this place of going to the very thing that he knew was wrong. Okay, in verse 10, and Saul swore to her by the Lord, saying, the Lord who lives, no punishment shall come upon you for this thing. Then one woman said, whom shall I bring up for you? And he said, bring up Samuel to me. When the woman saw Samuel, she cried out with a loud voice. And the woman spoke to Saul, saying, why have you deceived me? For you are Saul. And the king said to her, do not be afraid. What did you see? And the woman said to Saul, I saw a spirit ascend up out of the earth. And so he said to her, what form? And she said, an old man came up. He's covered with a mantle. And Saul perceived that it was Samuel. He stooped down on his face to the ground and bowed down. Now there's interesting things here. In 5 minutes we can't get to it. But one of the things are the spirit of Samuel, who was a righteous man, came up from the ground. You know, this proves out in the New Testament as well as the Old that until the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus, hell had 2 compartments. One was called Abraham's bosom or paradise, and one was called the place of torment. So this woman cried with a loud voice. I don't believe that she had any visitation like that. She probably had some spiritual form of visitation, but never seen a spirit come up out of the ground. That's my assumption. But in any event, she cried out and knew immediately that it was Samuel and knew immediately that it was Saul. So now Samuel said to Saul, so the spirit of Samuel speaking to Saul, why have you disturbed me to bring me up? Saul answered, I am deeply distressed, for the Philistines make war against me, and God has departed from me, does not answer me any more, neither by prophet nor my dream. Therefore I called you, that you may reveal to me what I should do. Then Samuel said, why do you ask me, seeing the Lord has departed from you, and you have become an enemy of the Lord? That's a key point here. The Lord has done for himself, and he spoke by me. For the Lord has torn the kingdom out of your hand and given it to a neighbor, David, because you did not obey the voice of the Lord, nor execute his fierce judgment or wrath on the Amalekites. Therefore the Lord has done this thing to you this day. Moreover, the Lord will also deliver Israel into the hands of the Philistines tomorrow, and you and your sons will be with me. The Lord will also deliver the army of Israel into the hand of the Philistines. So this is a very interesting story. Number one, we can never, as Christians, never as human beings, rely on the occult. The occult is evil. The occult is evil spirits whose ultimate goal is to deceive us away from God, to kill, steal, and destroy. It's Satan's agenda. So Saul put himself in that position because he was the king of Israel, and God wanted to get a message across to him. You know, Samuel came up and pronounced, not only reaffirming that the kingdom wasn't his anymore, but in the next day or two, he was going to die, and his sons were going to die with him. One of them was Jonathan, his son that made a covenant with David. And he said, today you'll be with me. Now, we don't know. I believe that Saul went to the place of torment. He departed from God. Maybe not, but maybe so. We'll have to die to figure it out. But understand something. It's very dangerous to play with the occult and the dark side. It's very, very dangerous to have a seance. What you're doing is you're participating with evil spirits. Never do it. And what we learn here is that life goes on after death. We go to one place or the other. And in this particular case, we've seen that Samuel, even from death, even from the other side, delivered a message to a man that was seeking a message, and God allowed it. Anyway, God bless you. Thanks for watching. Please share, follow, like, or make a comment to this teaching. It really helps us in our algorithms. If 1,000 people watch and 20 people respond by liking or making a comment versus 100 people like or make a comment, the 100 people will push us up in the algorithms on social media, on Facebook and YouTube, and get us to that next level. So help us there. And then secondly, pray about becoming a partner with us. We produce anywhere from 10 to 15 videos a week in content. We do about 25 posts a week. And we build curriculums here. We make videos with workbooks or worksheets so you can learn the Bible. Go to our website and you'll see this. Go to YouTube and you can watch any of our curriculum on your smart TV.